Now we're going to talk about stage movement vocabulary. This is the terminology, the words that people use in the theater to convey different types of stage movement. We're just going to go over the terms and definitions and hopefully some examples of each. The first one that I want to talk about is called actor neutral. Actor neutral is with the actors standing with arms down, feet shoulder width apart, and no real expression of a character. The actor is a blank slate. That's why it's called neutral, because, if you hunch your shoulders up, you're angry. If you bring your shoulders down, you're sad. So they just stand there and wait for a position to go into. Then we have the word blocking. Blocking is another word for stage movement. It is where a character moves. Business or stage business is what the actor does on stage. Sometimes your character will have to look like they're part of the scene. So maybe you're knitting while you're talking, or you're baking something in the kitchen while you're doing the scene. Eating dinner. There's many different things that can be going on while the scene is happening, and that is stage business. A cheat or cheating out is when a character is talking to another character. The actor will turn their body so that it is facing the audience, but still facing his fellow actor. An example is if I'm talking to someone who's right here, I will still turn my body so that it is facing this direction. A cover is when actors stand in front of another character or some action that is happening on stage. They will stand in front of that action so that the audience doesn't see it until it's time to. Across. An actor moves from one area to another. Dressing the stage. This has to do with creating a balanced picture on stage, or a picture that shows where the focus is going to be, but you still want to make the scene as full as possible. So when you are dressing the stage, you're adding actors in the background, you're giving people something to do that still makes them part of the show and part of the scenery, while still giving the focus where it needs to be in the scene. A closed turn is a turn where the actor actually puts his or her back to the audience when they're turning. Rather than turning this way to go in that direction, I would turn the other way. An entrance is when and where the character comes into the scene. An exit is when the actor leaves the scene. Full frontal is when an actor faces the audience head on. This is often done with things like monologues or soliloquies, where maybe an actor is the only person on stage. They are more likely to face the audience and talk to them directly. Giving focus. When the actors in a scene focus on something so that the audience knows that that is the focus. Giving the stage is a bit similar to giving focus. Giving focus, you can have your actor almost anywhere, and the other actors can give them focus. Giving the stage is where the actor that is being given the stage moves to the most powerful position on the stage, and other actors let that actor move to there. Levels. The body's position at various heights. Someone could be standing, someone could be kneeling, someone can be laying down, someone can be sitting. These are different levels that a person can be standing at. An interesting thing with that gives you the idea of, now that we have down and up and right and left, we also now have levels to work with. So that gives us all of our dimensions. Mime is non-speaking movement. You have to understand how objects work and create them into empty space. Movement, a particular way of moving. The actor is going to move when they're supposed to in the scene, with a purpose and with a specific place in mind to move to, and it is another term for blocking. Moving on and moving off are exactly what they sound like. Moving on is entering or coming onto the stage. Moving off is leaving the stage. An open turn is when an actor turns by not showing their back to the audience. So they will turn without going the long way around, they will take the short turn. A pantomime is a particular type of scene where all the action is performed without words. Pantomime is a highly skilled art form. Profiling. Profiling is when you are showing your profile or your side view, like this, to the audience. Right or left depends on if you're showing your right profile or your left profile. Sharing is when an actor is on the stage with another actor. They are both there, they're both on equal footing, they are sharing the stage. The stage picture is what the audience is looking at. Unlike movies and television shows, the audience can see everything that's happening on stage at once. And it's up to the actors to focus them in on a specific thing, but that doesn't mean that they can't see what everybody else is doing. Stealing a scene, also known as upstaging, is when you have a particular thing that is supposed to be the focus during a scene, and someone else takes the focus away from where it's supposed to be and puts it on themselves. If it's supposed to be a quiet moment and someone starts eating chips, they're going to steal the scene. They're going to upstage whatever the quiet moment is. And people are going to focus and try to figure out what that sound is. A tableau is kind of like stage pictures. A tableau is where the actors are motionless and a stage picture is created